Yeah, Ravi. So while we are traveling, I would like to ask you. So you follow Jodi Dispenza, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so can you? I would like to have this conversation with you from a long time. Can you give us some intro to Dodi Dispenza and what are the things which you like about?
Sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. This thing, yeah, so my journey, or it's been around a couple of years since I started following Dr. Joe. So let me give a quick intro about him. Dr. Joe is basically a neuroscientist, and he's an author, and he has basically done significant amount of research on the mind-body connection. So primarily on what kind of influence our thoughts or mind has on matter. When you say, uh, so everything that we see around us is matter. Okay, so now, and we have mind and we have thoughts. So now, how much of our thoughts influence or have significance in creating the matter that we see around? Are these two different, or are these two same? Matter creates mind, or mind creates matter? This is the area he has been focusing and done significant amount of research and work in the past about two and a half decades, and worked with many of the well-renowned universities, and got acknowledgements from them as well. So that's what I know it's a very little about him, but yeah, that's a quick introduction to Dr. Joe. Yeah. So now, coming to what his work is all about, okay, if I have to say. So primarily it starts here. So what Dr. Joe tells is, your personality creates your personal reality.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So your personality creates your personal reality. You know, what is personality? Then we should define the personality, right?
Yeah.
Personality is how you think, how you act, and how you feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the three things that we do constantly on a daily basis, like 24/7, even sometimes when you keep sleeping also.
Yeah.
If not otherwise, during your waking hours, we
Yeah.
constantly think something,
Yeah.
and then we act based on our thought, and then you undergo certain emotion. You'll feel something after acting in a certain way,
Yeah.
right? So now what he tells is, and when we say our personal reality, our life, let's say if they talk about me, my life, my current life is my personal reality and my personality, meaning for past many years, the way how I was thinking, acting and feeling has created my current life, this Ravi today, how this thing.
Yeah.
So now, can it be better? Can it be maybe not what I'm today? This will all depend on the kind of thoughts I've been thinking, right? So now, then if we consider, I mean, in general, if you see, right, most of us are not like very satisfied or very contentful about our current personal reality.
Yeah.
Okay, if one is, it's great. Okay,
Yeah.
but if we talk into practical terms, so people still want something. People still think, no, I deserve more. I want to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
say I want to live in a better home.
Yeah.
I want to drive a better car. I want to get into a better job. I want to live in this country. I want to go this here.
Yeah.
All these things, that we aspire for, but meaning something that I'm living a life which is not. I'm so happy about. To know why is this gap. Okay, so and then now we are saying that my personality has created this. Okay, so if we believe in that concept, okay, so what Dr. Joe says is, okay, if you can agree that your
Yeah.
personality has created your personal reality now,
Yeah.
then the same personality can create the personal reality that you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it boils down to, now all that you need to do is control these three things: how you think, how you act, how you feel.
Yeah.
Because these are the three things that created this. Now if I'm saying no, I don't want this, but I want that, then all that you need to do is again control this. You got me, right?
Yeah.
If thoughts can make me sick,
Yeah.
thoughts can also make me well.
Yeah.
Thoughts can make me prosperous. So now let's start thinking on those lines. So now, what thoughts should I fire and wire in my brain, so that I can create the future that I want?
Yeah.
I can create the life that I want.
Yeah.
Is where this whole thing, starts.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he goes about giving the reasons why I have been thinking like that. And then he goes deep into the brain. Okay, how our human brain works. Okay, so what are all the different individual components of the brain, and how each of these things are organized. Okay, and now he talks a lot about again stress. Okay, stress, what kind of thoughts stress will cause, how to avoid that. Okay, and then he gets into meditation. So how basically, this is the I believe the platform is set, right? So now, in order to do that, he has provided a lot of tools and formulas. He calls it as a formula. Okay, so he basically tells, in order to do that, you need not be reading hundreds of books and all that. He filtered all that knowledge, and he created that into a formula. So if someone who really wants that change, then they can just follow the formula. But you also have the freedom to explore on your own, and and try to find, and if you feel that makes sense, then we can follow. So that's at a pretty high level.
Okay. So if somebody has to develop their personal reality, as you told, so what are the steps like? I mean, you told like these are the 3 steps they have to follow. Can you elaborate them?
Oh yeah, sure. So the first thing is, now we said that these 3 things: how I think, how I act, how I feel, created my personality. Now I want to change this. So now what is the first step in that? So the first step is to become familiar with how I have been thinking. Okay, most of the time we all don't know how we think, because so that's why Dr. Joe calls it as our body is our unconscious mind. Okay, so then probably we will slowly get into little technicalities as well. So now we have these 3 parts of brain. Okay, so you have your neocortex, and you have your limbic brain. It's also called as middle brain. And you have this cerebellum. Okay, so these are the 3 components. Okay, so your neocortex, that is like what makes a human is only this neocortex. Nothing else.
Okay.
If you talk about leg power or muscle power, elephants has much bigger than that. Okay, if you talk about anything, running, anything that man can do is much lesser and smaller than a few animals that God has created. But the only thing that God has given to humans that makes a human today, and then a human can now challenge anything. We can challenge weather. We can control huge elephants, lions, tigers, and probably if dinosaurs also there by now, man would have controlled the dinosaur as well. No doubt about it. But where are we getting all those skills? That is this one component called neocortex, which is something that is not present in any animal except for humans. Okay. So now within that, so now 2 things that happen in our neocortex. So one is this is something called frontal lobe that will be there right in behind your forehead. Frontal lobe is responsible for your conscious brain. So anything that you do consciously, okay, so when you're like, let's say if you want to buy something, okay, and then you're comparing the prices, okay, whether to buy this or not, you're comparing the features and these kind of things, or you're telling your teammate to to do this task, or when you're actually talking in a meeting, presenting something, okay, and when you're writing an exam. So these are all the times your frontal lobe is active, your conscious brain actually works. Okay, and then the other part of your neocortex is your thinking brain. So basically that's where all your neural networks are stored. Okay,
Correct.
so that's the you can consider it as a hard disk.
Yeah.
It's just a hard disk. It has
Yeah.
got a bunch of neural networks.
Yeah.
It's just hard disk, no more intelligence. It's just hard disk.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the two main components of the neocortex. Okay, and then comes the limbic brain. Limbic brain is called middle brain. Okay, so that goes. So if you know, the neocortex is like it looks like walnut, right? So it will be like two parts. When we dissect that into two pieces vertically, inside that is what it's like a lemon size is what they call it as. It's like a medium lemon size brain. It's called limbic brain. That's also called as middle brain. That is again another very intelligent, but that is there present in all the animals. Okay, so now what it does is it helps our autopilot mode. So see, now if you actually think who is beating the heart, right, who is pumping 4 liters of blood every day through thousands of miles of blood vessels that are there in the body. We are not doing it. We don't even know that is all happening. But without failure, whatever you are doing, when you are running, when you are rushing for something, when you are busy talking, presenting in a meeting, when you are sleeping, when you are eating, when you are bathing, in every this one, that guy is taking care of running you, putting you in autopilot mode to take care of all your basic bodily needs. So that is taken care by limbic brain. That's basically is also called as a chemical factory. So what it does is it speaks to the body in the form of chemicals. Okay, so I'll just digress a little bit here. Okay, so what they say is Dr. Joe says is thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. Okay, so you have to understand anatomically the way how, let's say you're seeing something. Okay, so and when you intellectually understand something, that is through thoughts. Okay, so brain can understand only thoughts. Okay, but your body, meaning your hand, your legs, your your digestive system, your pancreas, whatever the upper part, the part above your throat. Again, in that also your skin and all is all part of this body only. Only the brain part, the language of the brain is thoughts. Okay, so now whatever your brain at any point in time has intellectually understood, brain perceives something, it understands something, but how will it tell to the body? You have to understand, it tells to the body in the form of an emotion, in the form of a feeling. Okay, and how an emotion or a feeling is created through some chemicals. Okay, so I see something or I hear something, then my brain understands something. Now I want to tell that brain wants to tell that to the body. Okay, let's say I see a tiger there, so now it perceived something, it will tell in the form of fear. Okay, so now fear has a chemical formula. Your anxiety has a chemical formula. Your sadness, joy, every single feeling of has a chemical formula. And limbic brain is the one that actually makes those cocktails. Okay, so it will immediately, instantaneously, as your brain perceives something, so then the instruction goes to limbic brain produces that chemical, releases into your blood. It just gets into your blood, and then you will understand. Your body will start running, moving, acting around, or like feeling sad, emotion. You can see sometimes, your goosebumps, your, whatever, your facial expressions, whatever, everything, then body, will take the chemical and then it decodes it, and then it will behave in a certain way. So this whole thing is done by this thing called our limbic brain or the middle brain. And then comes our third brain, that is our cerebellum. Okay, that is also called our subconscious brain. This is again another very critical thing where our programs are stored. Okay, so all this autopilot mode Okay, and then the programs. Why do we do things in a certain way on
Yeah.
a daily basis, including, let's say, for example, the way you bath is always same. If you
Yeah.
actually see the way we lift the mug, the bath, the
Yeah.
way we wipe, or
Yeah.
wash the body and wipe, with your towel, or the way you brush.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all the programs,
Yeah.
and the way we drive, all these things, will be stored in that. But these are some of the things that we know. But there are many things, when we talk to people, how would we act, how would we do, how would we perceive.
Yeah.
Okay, all these kind of and basically our beliefs, everything that
Belief
all
system.
your entire belief system is stored in your
Subconscious.
subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And the physical component. So if you want to know where my subconscious is sitting,
Yeah.
it's sitting here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like you will have this component called cerebellum.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's like a flower kind of a thing. You can actually see the brain images, and
Yeah.
okay, so that's where all this information is sitting.
Yeah.
So these are the three components again that will help us from going from knowing to doing to being, is what Dr. Joe says. Okay, anything first you should know,
Yeah.
and then you will do, and when you do something again and again and again, you will become that.
Yeah.
You will be that.
Yeah.
And now today I am like this. I am being this because I have done certain things again and again and again.
Again.
Okay, so now the point is, I have to identify those things which I did again and again and again, created a life that I'm not super happy with.
Yeah.
So now I have to identify those things, and then I have to change them. Okay, this is called reprogramming your subconscious, mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is where it all starts. So coming back to our original point.
Yeah.
So when you said, okay, now how do I do? Where do I start? Yeah. So all the beginning happens at a point where you have to become familiar of those unconscious behaviors, attitudes, thoughts, actions. The words we speak, the conversation we have. So all that unconscious stuff is something that we have to become familiar with. Okay, then you can identify, and you can take each of those things out, and then you can put that thought which you should be actually thinking in order to get there, and then do it again and again until it becomes, because it's called the power of subconscious mind. Why they say is okay, I'll just talk a little bit about habit here. Okay, so anything is what is a habit? Basically anything done repeatedly for so many times will become it's like a you will have the ability to do it very unconsciously. Okay, that becomes a body thing now. Okay, so that basically is the habit, something that we acquire by doing again and again and again and again. So now here, habit, when I say, I'm not talking about people smoking or people drinking or any other these things. These are actually nothing. Okay, so humans, we have a lot of other hundreds of much more harmful habits than this. Because if somebody consumes alcohol, you can clearly say that this guy is consuming alcohol, and alcohol is going into his body, blood, brain, and then he behaves in a certain way. Somebody is taking nicotine, cocaine, there is some scientific certainty that you can tell, but your chemical brain, your limbic brain, can produce much more harmful chemicals than these things. Harmful substances than this. Those are your adrenaline and cortisol and lot of other stress chemicals which are produced purely by our thinking. Just by thinking and feeling in a certain way, this chemical is produced, and then which will take toll on your our health, our organs, like hair to nails to every single cell will be impacted, because I am giving you're getting me, right? So these substances, alcohol, a person is taking from outside, but adrenaline is like you have the factory. So every day you'll start giving 20 grams, 30 grams, whatever, I don't know, I'm just saying, not about the quantity here, but your body gets addicted to that. That's their habit. So if you see certain people at a certain time will constantly be behaving that way. So people will get up mostly in the morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Few people will be feeling very sad, sitting in a corner, worrying about the day, the future, or shouting, on this one, or when like there is this rush, times in the morning, right? Like
Yeah.
half the homes, if you see, like lot of these things. So these are all what actually they are all. I mean, we are all very good, people. But why is all this happening to us? Is because that chemical dose of 2 grams of adrenaline at 8 a.m. in the morning, your body is used to.
Yeah.
Like how a person addicted for nicotine wants to have that every 1 or 2 hours, whatever this thing, or
Yeah.
alcoholic will wants to have on a daily basis. It's like a body clock.
Yeah.
So how we supply that chemical from
Yeah.
outside, so here we are, your body is asking, okay, give me adrenaline, give me cortisol. So these are the chemicals and then how it knows, it also figured out how it can get adrenaline. Okay, I'll put this thought in his brain, he'll feel bad. The moment he feels bad, limbic will trick. Sorry, I call limbic brain as limbic. That's my limbic brain will start, cooking adrenaline for me. So I get my dose.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy. So these are much more, harmful habits than those habits that people. Those are also harm. No, by no means I'm encouraging or I'm saying that those are good. Okay, but the point is relatively, comparatively, these are much more, harmful actually than those habits.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming back, why habits? So these are basically stored in our subconscious. So we have to identify those things and then start removing them one by one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
so that is how we should start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Ravi. You've given a lot of information. It's a lot of valuable information. Thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure. I always love talking about Dr. Joe's work. I personally have benefited. I would call like it's like I now have in the same body one past life and one present life.
Yeah.
I can say that much difference I could see in my this thing by following his work. So I would strongly encourage you maybe your viewers to explore his work more, and maybe if you like you can follow as well. Great.
Right.
Thank you.